but that hasn't happened because it has been a very hectic week. So now I'm just going to do a day in the life. We are on our way to hospital. After my last video when I was telling you how well Teddy's doing, he clearly heard what I was saying and thought that he would go against everything that I've said, and now he is in hospital. We don't know what's wrong with him, which kind of makes it harder because normally we know what we're treating and what we're working with and what's going on, but they've done all tests and it doesn't seem to be anything. But his airway is compromised, he can't support it, it's really floppy, so they're having to put a fake airway down just to keep it open so that he can breathe. And we tried to take it out, and every time we take it out he just plummets. We're thinking that maybe he does have a sore throat, Ali. Because I've woke up and I've got a really sore throat, so that could affect his airway. And also when they were putting the airway in, they caused a lot of trauma on his throat, so it could be that that's really inflamed and swollen, and that's why now it's not working. But we'll see. So we're on our way to hospital now, and then we're going to spend the day there, and I will see you in a bit. Sat here now just waiting, wondering what's going to happen, because they've actually managed to turn down his oxygen. He's doing really well with his oxygen down, but he's still needing that airway, and without that airway his levels just plummet, so it's really hard. It's really hard to know where we're going to be going from here, but because it's the weekend, because it's the weekend, nothing will happen till Monday. We'll just have to wait and see what the doctors say on Monday. But since there's nothing wrong with him, other than that, it could mean that we'll come to some pretty hard decisions and figuring out what's the best for him. This is a hard bit, I guess. Just waiting. In the hospital first, we've just been able to give him some puree, so that's good. And look. No oxygen. He just needs to get rid of this now. And then we're on the mend, aren't we? We've just been out for tea. Had Frankie and Benny's, feeling pretty stuffed, but there's a massive hill to walk up to get back to Teddy, which doesn't go well with eating a proper meal, so if I'm out of breath, that's why. But we're just heading back now. He's had a really good day. He's been in air pretty much all day, but we still don't know what's wrong with him, still don't know what's happening, so we're going to go back now. We're going to sit with him for a little bit and then go home. But we've just had my mum ring and say that now the dog, Betsy, is pooing and vomiting everywhere. She's got diarrhoea. So that's just what we need. Both of them ill. It's like Sophie's choice. It is. She's our firstborn. What do we do? But yes, we're going to make sure Teddy's alright, and then we might go home. We might go get her. We don't know what we're going to do. Just walking in, it's just reminded me. One thing that really winds us both up is there's this tunnel now that you go through, and the amount of pregnant women you see smoking in here, it's unbelievable. And we both get so annoyed because we're just taking things for granted. We don't know what they've got. This is the first time we've tried it where he's been settled. Usually it's been that he's fired it out and then he started struggling straight away. So Mike had a brainwave and thought, what if we did it if he was settled? Would that help? Would that make a difference? And the answer is yes. This is really like the best thing we could have hoped for today, really, isn't it? Because it's been a really hard day. We've both been really worried about the future if he couldn't get past using this go down. But he's done it. Doesn't mean that it'll stay out for good, but it means that he can cope without it, doesn't it? So it might be just now that he has got a sore throat and it needs to take a bit of time to get better. Oh, he's waking up. So stop talking. Stop talking. I wanted to refilm that because the focus was all out. It was focusing on stuff over there. But I can't because within a matter of minutes somebody decided, I think he must have realised that he didn't have it in and he needs it again now. I've just put it back in. But having that moment shows us that he can cope without it, he's just not ready to. So I think he has got a sore throat, just needs to get a bit better, and we'll try it again. Instead of keep pushing him, we'll just leave it for a bit longer now and then see how it goes. But just as long as he's got it in, he has to be on HDU, which is a bit rubbish, but good at the same time. Finally back home now after what seems like the longest day. These days in hospital are just, they're draining, really, really draining. It's gotten better. We used to absolutely hate the hospital that he's at, as it's the one that's where he was born, so we just hated it. But now that we have carers, it makes it a lot easier because he's never really on his own. The nursing staff are much better on the children's ward and the doctors are better, and they're not having to stay there. I used to have to stay there, and then in the night they hardly ever come in, so that means that I'm awake all night, I'm awake all day, just to make sure he's alright, whereas now I can actually get some sleep. So I'm back, we're back, and we can go to sleep now. It's just the unknown. Feels like this is going to be a really long stay. I hope it's not. I hope he's out this week, but we just don't know what's going to happen with him. But I'm shattered now. So I got myself all ready for bed. Got myself in. Got a juice. I'm going to watch some Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Try and cheer myself up a bit. And then try and get refreshed, ready for the start of the new week. Because it's Monday tomorrow. I'm back in work. I don't take time off from work when Teddy's in hospital. Because otherwise I'd just be off too much. So, back to work tomorrow. Hopefully this week is a much better week and things will be a bit more positive. That little tiny gap of him going without the Goodell for 4 or 5 minutes might not seem like a big deal, and it might seem to other people like we're not getting anywhere, but it's huge because he's been so bad. As soon as it's come out before, he's just had a strider and just sounded horrendous. This is the first time that he's gone for a period of time without needing it, so it is huge, it is great, and hopefully he can carry on this way. If not, there could be some very serious conversations about whether or not he has a trachea. It's not something that we've ever wanted for him, so we'll have to just see what happens. But yeah, hope you guys have had a nice weekend, and I shall see you very soon. Bye!